Hey everybody, this is Lorenzo Valoria from GamesRadar.com, and this is our Call of Duty Ghosts review. I've played through the game.
And I'm Ryan Telchnik. I have not even touched it yet, so Lorenzo, I have a few questions for you.
Right.
Another year, another Call of Duty, of course. But
of course.
Tell me what's different in Ghosts.
So what's different? Not much. So you're going to get a single-player campaign mode that's going to go about 6 hours, and you're playing not as Price or Soap this time, not the Modern Warfare guys. This is a totally different series. So it's near future. There's this federation that's kind of collaborated in South America, and they've decided to blow up the U.S. for kind of an unknown reason, which is
that sounds like something
odd.
you would just decide to do.
Yeah, so they take control of the U.S.'s nuke satellite, and they just start blowing the crap out of everything. And then you kind of follow these two brothers that are just in the military. They have like a military family, and you follow them around 10 years later, and they meet this special ops team called the Ghosts, and they try to fight off the Federation. And that's basically all you get from the story and what the story is all about.
How about set-piece moments? I mean, that's kind of what Call of Duty's single-player campaigns are known for. How do they compare in Ghosts?
Right, so from Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I think they've kind of stepped it up a notch. There's a lot more set pieces, but my one gripe about it is that the set pieces, they're not that exciting. They're just, buildings falling down. The pacing of the missions kind of just have the same pacing, like from mission to mission. You'll be doing the same thing over and over. You go into a mission, stab a guy in the throat, and then everything goes wrong. You start shooting everybody up, and then everything goes more wrong. Explosions go around you, you sprint out, and then the mission's ended, and that happens over and over.
Well, I gotta know, how many slow-mo door breaches are we talking about here?
Door breaches, surprisingly, there aren't many that you actually do, but there are slow-mo breaches that happen to you, and other like backwards door breaches, which is interesting.
Now, one of the cool things that Black Ops 2 had was, there were subtle points in the story where you could take different actions or also ultimately even affect some of the events that would happen. Does Ghost have anything like that?
Right. Ghost doesn't. This is more by the numbers, like Modern Warfare and the previous Call of Duty games. They don't really do what Treyarch did with the choices or anything like that. So yeah, it kind of feels like you're being just you're walking on a tightrope with the campaign, basically.
I see. Well, pretty much everybody that plays Call of Duty will tell you, the single-player campaign is cool and all, but really you're playing it for the multiplayer.
Right.
What new additions can we expect here? How does it feel compared to previous Call of Duties, or is it just more of the same yet again?
So the multiplayer, it feels good. It's just as good as any other multiplayer in terms of control, weapon balance. I think the recoil is a little less than the Black Ops game, so I think Modern Warfare had more of like the bullet hoses where you wouldn't be bouncing around too much, so you get a little bit of that here. But in terms of new features, there's this big blown out soldier customization, so you could customize the look of your character in terms of the facial features, the uniform, and the loadouts. And the loadouts don't use Black Ops 2's the pick 10 system, rather. That you kind of just fill out the different slots, and then you could choose from 30. This is double the amount of perks. So 30 perks in the multiplayer this time. So it's kind of overwhelming at first because you don't just unlock them as you level up. You purchase them with these squad points. So at first I was kind of like, I don't know what kind of gun to purchase or my attachments to purchase, and I was just kind of playing around, and I kind of felt like I was falling behind all these other guys that kind of knew what they were doing a little bit better. So you kind of have to be careful with that, choose everything really carefully. But in terms of multiplayer, it's great. You're going to have a lot of fun just shooting up your friends like the previous years in Call of Duty. It's pretty much like a really good feel. The maps are really cool. There's some really big, expansive ones where you could, do long-range shooting with the new marksman rifles, which I really liked. Sniping is, you can't really do quick scoping as much because there's like this long transition to the scope.
One of the things they talked about too was that some of the maps could be changed in slight ways. Can you talk at all about what that was like?
Yeah. So change in slight ways is the key word. You could throw a bomb at a sign, it'll blow a hole in that sign, and you could morph the maps in those little ways. It's not like Battlefield 4's Levolution or anything like that. You could blow up a gas station, it'll crumble down on people. But it's nothing very big. You could close doors that will block off, pathways to objectives and objective-based team games and stuff. But there's nothing that's really going to change the entirety of the multiplayer experience. You're still just going to be taking cover, running around. It's going to be a run and gun game, and all of these extra pieces are basically just extra.
Sure thing. So let's talk then real quick about the extra modes that are in the game.
So usually Call of Duty, it's like a tripod, so there's single player, multiplayer, and co-op. And co-op has been broken into basically 2 different modes. There's a squads mode where you can use the characters, your create a character, prestige soldiers, to create this squad that will be AI, and you could challenge your friends and create this whatever rocket launcher wielding squad to blow up your friends in like a bot multiplayer like matching. So
interesting.
It basically boils down to a beginner training mode where you're just playing multiplayer matches with bots.
Okay.
And then there's another horde type mode. It's kind of just you're playing against bots again, 4-player co-op, and you're just shooting waves and waves of guys with guns.
I see. And lastly, let's talk about Extinction mode. So tell me what this is.
Yeah, so Extinction mode is kind of like zombies, but with aliens.
Okay.
The way it works is there's this drill. You pick it up, and there's these alien hives spread all over one section of the map. And you put the drill in front of the hive, and it takes a little while to drill down into the hive and blow it up. So that's your main goal.
Okay.
While you're doing this, there's all these different types of aliens that will come. They're kind of like the skittering dog types. There's a scorpion type that shoots like gas at you, and you just kind of choke to death if you stand in it for too long. And through this whole thing, you can you're earning experience, and like you could get new skills, and you could level up, and you could get different classes and things. And as you're leveling up, you could use these special abilities and items to help your team out. So I could upgrade an ammo case, and it'll provide ammo to my partners and stuff.
Sure. How does it have the same appeal as the zombies match? Because a lot of people really love the zombies mode.
Yeah, it's fun in that you're with a group and you got to strategize and you got to figure out how you want to use your skills and stuff. But for me, it just wasn't the same as blowing the head off of zombie, as just shooting a bunch of aliens that I've never seen before. So the appeal is kind of lost there. And the other thing is that by now, the zombie mode in the other games, like Treyarch's games, is just so big and robust. They have, a expansive campaign mode and other different zombie type modes. And this one is just a single map where you just blow up these hives. There's different stages, and it'll last you a while. It'll take you a while to level up and get through this whole thing, but you'll have to grind through that one same level to get through, and it'll be a grind.
All right, well then we'll wrap this up. Lorenzo, just give us a quick closing thought. How does this game compare to the rest, and let us know what you scored it.
Call of Duty Ghosts feels kind of like a cookie-cutter Call of Duty, so it's exactly what you expect. There's a few cool additions like the multiplayer customization. Some people might have fun with Extinction, but it's pretty much what you want and what you expect from a Call of Duty. And I've scored it a 4 out of 5.
Great. Well, thank you so much. And if you want to read the full review, check out GamesRadar.com. And of course, like and subscribe and all those wonderful things. And we'll catch you next time.